Evening, everyone. It's about 7:30. I know it's a little late, but I had an appointment this afternoon. Okay, so this is video number 813. It's Wednesday at 7:30 on the 16th, and it is video number 813. Today was kind of an interesting day with the Fed decision, which was basically a non-decision yet again. But there was some talk about an increase in the reverse repo rate, which is essentially the way that the Fed handles the reserve rate. So not the Fed funds rate, but the overnight reserve rate. And that ticked up a little. And so on the basis of that, it was viewed as very negative, and the market sold off pretty hard. It was actually down about 375 and then rallied up during the press conference, gained back about half that, and then in the last 20 minutes or so sank again. Finished down 265.66 or 0.75%. What didn't follow were both the NASDAQ and the Russell. Both of those actually got back into the green around 3:45 and then sold off into the close, with the NASDAQ closing down 33 and the Russell closing down only 538. We also had the S&P down 22. That's about two-thirds of where it was. And again, the big loser of the day were the transports, down 166.71, down about 1.1%. Advanced declines were not as bad as the market looked. They were about 1.4 to 1 down on the NYSE, 1.2 to 1 down on the NASDAQ, and volume was about 20% higher today, which with all the action and the selling, the big sell-off, doesn't really surprise. In the news, the biggest insurance agency merger, Aon, symbol AON, and Willis Towers, a $30 billion deal between number one and number two in insurance is being called into question now by the Justice Department. Doesn't really surprise anyone, I don't think, but it is a $30 billion deal. And Aon, which had closed at 251.82, traded down to 244, down almost $8, 3%. And Willis Towers moved from 255.5 down to 239.55, down 16 or 6.3%. So a big disappointment there. I don't know that it was a huge surprise, when number one and number two in an industry want to get together. It tends to be a bit of an anti-competitive type deal. Oracle, which was down a little over $3.50 at the open today, closed 77.08, down 4.58 or 5.6%. That was based on good numbers, but poor guidance going forward. And Amazon strong again today in the face of a down market, 34.15 up 32 and change. Citigroup, though, was down 3.2%, 71.46 down 236 on their guidance that their trading volumes would be down as much as 30% in the coming quarter. And one last one, Royal Carib closed 87.61, up 68 cents, so nothing special there. But I just heard on the news about 15 minutes ago that their newest ship, the Odyssey of the Sea, I believe it's called, brand new ship, 1,400 crew people on it, and 8 of them have COVID. And now the entire crew is going to be in quarantine for a minimum of 2 weeks. So a ship that was about to sail on its maiden voyage has been put off until at least next month. So we'll have to see how that acts first thing in the morning. That group was actually one of the few groups that was on the positive side today, with all 3 of the cruise ships, all 3 of the cruise lines up, but the airlines down. So I guess we'll have to see how that shakes out first thing in the morning. The chart on the screen tonight is the bonds, and I put that up to show you how, as I've been saying, this 160 is a very tough area, and we continue on a long-term basis to continue to have series of lower highs, consolidations, breaks, rallies to lower highs, consolidations, breaks, rallies to lower highs, etc. You get the general picture. And so looking at that on the daily for this, we got right back up to another lower high and started going sideways and came down. And today they were down 23/32, which is 3/4 of a point, and they are again lower 7/32, so that's about 1/4 of a point. This is really what is driving the market. The oil, which closed up 3 cents at 72.15, is also lower tonight. I'll give you a look at that. Oil down 74 cents at 71.5. That's had a tremendous rally, just slowly but surely every single day. 15 days in a row of higher highs, including today, but it doesn't look like it will be that way tomorrow. And the gold, I think that there's something wrong here with the gold's closing price. According to this, it closed up 5 on the day. Up here at, let's see, 1861, and I know it didn't close up there. That might have been the close before the electronic session, but it got all the way down to 1804. And I suspect that it closed a little closer to 1820 than to 1860. And tonight it's 1970, so 1820, and it's showing as down 41. So that's actually, it looks to me like a 2-day total at 41 and change. All right, everyone. 2 other things. Number one, the dollar was up 70 cents on the back of interest rate rises, and the financials were stronger on the back of the interest rate rises. And we took 100% profit on our Star Bulk position. We paid between 81 and 85 cents for them yesterday. Sold half at $1.70 for 100% up rule gain. And the stock itself closed at about 24 1/4, up $2, and those options closed 190, and they were 175, 195. So that adds to performance, and I couldn't have asked for a better day to have that kind of a gain with the market down so hard. All right, everyone, I'll be back first thing in the morning.